This is Dan with Birdines, and I wanted to share with you two more Grand Seikos. This time we have the SBGW252 in yellow gold. Let's get you the case here. And the SBGW253G in stainless steel. So, what's so special about these two models? They are just three-handed, but these are two special edition models that commemorate the two watches that truly launched the Grand Seiko brand back in 1960. Along that same vein, these two watches are also special because these watches are also mark the time when Seiko President and CEO Shinji Hattori made the decision to have Grand Seiko finally drop the Seiko badge off of their dials. As you can see, there is no Seiko to be found. With both the SBGW252 and the 253, there's a nice symmetry of the initial launch of the brand by mirroring their designs, as well as the relaunch of Grand Seiko brand so it could kind of stand on its own 2 feet. I mean, just think of the Lexus line had Toyota kind of left the Toyota badge on it, as well as the Acura badge with a Honda H on it. That's why I believe these are very healthy luxury brands, because Honda and Toyota rather, allowed them to kind of stand on their own 2 feet from the beginning. And I think kind of in the automotive market as well, Hyundai made the misstep of this with their new Genesis brand. So I think Grand Seiko really took a step forward by taking off the Seiko and allowing Grand Seiko to kind of be its own luxury model, or luxury model line. Okay, so starting with the yellow gold SBGW252, it's made out of 18 karat yellow gold, and there are only going to be 353 of these pieces made. Now there's a number on the back of the case that actually will tell you which one of these in the model run your watch will be. So right now this one is number 221 of 353. Now forgive me for having some smudges for my hands. Now, now these are powered by the hand-wound caliber 9S64 movement, which actually runs at 28,800 VPH and is also anti-magnetic to 4,800 AM or 60 Gauss. That's about 20,000 times the amount of Gauss your average cell phone puts out, so it'll be plenty safe in your on your wrist. Now, you know, it's not a mil Gauss or anything like that, nor is it marketed as such. So I think this is a really great watch for you to add, especially when you consider that it was anti-magnetic, which, you know, kind of going into it, we had no idea, kind of looking at the Grand Seiko line. Plus, like all Grand Seikos, this actually has the benefit of Zaratsu polishing. So if you can forgive our smudges, it will show you, though, that this is some of the best polishing on the market. So get a better focus. It's truly something to behold. It's polish that's so good. I think I've said it before that it's doesn't look, almost looks doesn't look real. How shiny it is and how perfect the reflection is. So a lot of other polished case brands will have nicely mirrored polishes, but they don't have the same level of mirror. How I mean that is that it comes off kind of distorted and you don't really see yourself in it. Now I don't know if I can do this properly to you, but if you can see my finger kind of shaking here, like, it is truly something to behold when you finally get a load of the fantastic mirror finish on these watches. Zaratsu polishing really is something that maybe some other brands might be able to kind of co-opt or at least take a look at with their own polishing techniques, because it's really something to be proud of. Okay, so for the stainless steel SBGW253, has a much larger run of 1,960 units to commemorate the launch year of the Grand Seiko line. Really, my favorite part about this watch is the blue second hand. so you can see that. It's the heat-treated blue that you see kind of on a lot of the screws that in high-end watches. So if you kind of look at display backs or something like that of a lot of other watches, you'll see the little blue screws. This has kind of been heat-treated in the same way to give you that beautiful blue metallic finish. It's really gorgeous. Plus, with the addition of the stark white dial, the Zaratsu polished metal case, this is really a beautiful piece with the black croc strap. I mean, it's something that can be worn, you know, with really anything, especially today, as there are so many blue watches. You know, blue suits are in, everyone's wearing blue. It can be worn with like blue jeans and a t-shirt, that kind of thing. I mean, this is really a classy watch. I really like this one. Now, yellow gold, yellow gold is yellow gold. It will always be there. It's always going to be a classic, and really because it is so classic, this is a piece that you can probably pick up and you know, kind of trust it for its resale value. For if you're a yellow gold person, you're going to love it. If you're not a yellow gold person, naturally, maybe you're not. So for me personally, luckily for my bank account, the stainless steel model is the one I would go with personally. So, priced at $5,700. Oops, sorry. The SBGW253 is kind of in the Rolex Explorer 1 territory, and also matches up straight up against the Oyster Perpetual 39. I don't think that's an accident, because this is such a good analog for that particular Rolex. It does not have a date wheel. It's got the same kind of simple dress watch styling, and really because of the higher end movement, and as well as the higher end finishing, and the fact that it's a commemorative watch, I think this might be a better play in terms of overall resale value. A lot of those Oyster Perpetuals, you know, it's Rolex, for as good as they are, kind of, if you're not a watch person, you know, everyone knows Rolex. If you're a watch person and you're wearing a Grand Seiko, it kind of gives you instant street cred. So this is really a great watch to wear. So now, closer home to Berdeen's, there's also the Omega Seamaster Aquaterra line that you're going to kind of run into as well. Now, we're very crazy about that particular watch just because it's so attractive with the redesign. You know, taking the what were vertical lines and moving them horizontally. You know, that's got like a date wheel on it as well. It's also got a display back on it, which, you know, this watch does not. So, you know, if you're really looking for a kind of a classic that's going to hold its value, probably this is the one to go with. If you're looking for more of a current model, maybe the Aquaterra is the way to go within the, you know, $5,500, $5,500 to $6,000 line, and then dress watch area. Now, there's also a platinum brother to these two watches called the SBGW251. Now, Grand Seiko is known for its letter and number salad names, but, you know, it's their thing. But the SBGW251 is the platinum version of this one, given that this is the stainless steel, this is the yellow gold, and there's only 136 of those made in honor of Seiko's 136th birthday, and that's going to like priced at about $30,600. So this one being $5,700 is obviously the best value, whereas this one at, let's see, what at $17,000 is probably the one that if you're looking for a Grand Seiko, one to kind of hold your money with, this might be the one to go with. Now, if I were to really improve upon these watches myself, I think that it's the strap that could use some improvement. Now, obviously, I'm not a decision maker at Grand Seiko, but these straps, when it comes to leather or croc leather straps, for me personally, I think kind of Breitling has it down, where they have, you know, they're real tough. They look great, you know, with the contrasting stitching, and you know, you can kind of wear them through hell, and they'll still look excellent for years. Then there's like IWC with the Santoni straps, and then after that, but the problem with the Santoni straps is that they're kind of they're not very durable. These straps I can see might suffer some of the durability issues of the Santoni straps on IWCs. For me, if I were going to pick one of these up, I might invest in a aftermarket strap, maybe immediately, and then take this strap off and basically keep the original strap, obviously for resale value, or to keep it, have it as some sort of memento. So, you know, if you're looking to have like with this guy, maybe a, you know, blue and black NATO strap or something like that. Maybe if you can find another kind of tougher croc strap with white contrasting stitching or something like that, maybe that's the way to go. But these leather straps, boy, we take special care with our watches here at Birdines, and oh boy, they're already starting to show some wear just from sitting there on stands in the case. I mean, the cases look great on the watches. Everything looks great on the watches, but the straps themselves look like they are starting to go a little bit, and obviously we never want to see that. And I know people go kind of crazy over Grand Seikos, but if there's anywhere area that they can improve, it's not with the cases, obviously not with the movements. They're known mostly as a movement company, but the straps is where they could really pick it up. So if you have any questions about either the SBGW252, the SBGW253, or want to pick one of these guys up, they're really limited, especially the gold one. Supposedly, we were told by Seiko this is one of the last ones around. So, you know, I'd probably call sooner rather than later. About this watch. With 1960 or 1959 of these other ones kind of floating around. I mean, there might be a few other examples out there that are brand new. But again, because it's so limited, because they're Grand Seikos, and because everyone seems to love Grand Seiko online, I think that maybe getting out there and picking one of these up, if you're really interested in one, might be the way to go. So, Grand Seiko basically was gracious enough to send us both of these to our store, and if you're because they were some of the last new ones to be in the U.S., you should probably jump on these if you're really interested in it. Personally, again, kind of in love with this thing. I like that blue. I like the blue on the second hand. Yellow gold, the homage, because it's an homage, that kind of thing to the original launch model. I get it, but yellow gold is not really my taste, personally. But if you're a yellow gold guy, maybe this is probably a great way to kind of entrust your money in a yellow gold watch that's not just going to instantly lose 3/4 of its value, like so many other gold watches out there. And that's, you know, I'll be honest with you, that's Rolex included. So if you have any questions, obviously you can leave your comments here on the bottom, or you can just call us or email us or visit us at www.birdines.com. All right, this is Dan with Birdines, signing off.